Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Welcome to another episode of Stay Rad Wine Blog TV. Guess what? Kara bagged up another wine for us. I have no clue what this is. I will say though, I saw her walking around with a glass of wine just a couple minutes ago, and I know it's red before I even pour it out of the bag. I know it's red. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Alright, so definitely red. I mean, definitely a darker, like a ruby to purple, but I'm not sure if you can really see this, but around the edges, I'm definitely seeing like some orange tinges to this. So when we see that kind of like discoloration as wines fade from red to orange to almost like a brownish type of color, this wine definitely has some age on it. Now, as we get more and more into the wine, we can talk about how much age we're looking at. The wine itself is fairly dense. I see, my fingers, I can kind of see them around the edges, but not through, well, a little bit through the center of this wine. So, I mean, lighter than your average red wine, which gives me a little bit of a hint, along with the shape of the bottle. Jeff Eccles would call this a skinny bottle. I would call this a fat bottle. It's that Burgundian style where it's really skinny at top and then it gets really fat near the bottom. That's what I call it. And Jeff Eccles of the Lonely Vine, thank you for the shout out the other day on your wine blog. Let's get into this nose. Wow, so I'm getting like a smoky type of component. That's the first thing that jumps out of me. Yeah, I'm getting like a beef jerky, gamey type of smoke, like a barbecue. Along with like some really pretty menthol tobacco type of notes on the nose. You know, I've been noticing that on the palate more and more lately with a lot of different wines I've been trying, but it's very much apparent on the nose on this. And I am getting like a stinkified type of barnyard type of thing here. I mean, it's definitely giving an old world nose. But there also are some nice, like, pretty ripe red fruits there. I am getting like a red plum type of thing. I am getting a little bit of a hint of cranberry there. But it's very like juicy, you know what I mean? I know cranberries themselves can be quite tart, but I mean it's coming off as this really like juicy, luscious type of cran plum thing. Maybe like a little strawberry cherry action. I mean, it's more than anything else. I don't want you to think this is some crazy, like over the top, like fruit that I'm picking up. There are just these nice little notes of fruit in there. This is more than anything else a wine with some old world sensibilities. Definitely barnyardy, definitely earthy, definitely pretty and intriguing. It's pretty intriguing. I like this. This is one of those wines that I could just smell for a long time and get plenty of enjoyment out of it. So these are the types of wines that, gosh, tend to sit in my glass a little bit longer. Wines that I hate tend to sit in my glass a little bit longer too. But definitely wines with these pretty noses. I could just, hang out with this right here over the course of an hour or two, and I like that in a wine. It's definitely thought-provoking on that nose. Let's hope the palate lives up to the rest of this. These nice mouth coating and yet soft and delicate tannins really kind of take over. This is a wine where, earlier it was the herbaceousness and the barnyardiness that really dominated the nose. On the palate, I'm definitely getting a whole lot of mouthfeel kind of dominating this before anything else. There is, as I'm talking to you right now, nice long acidity, and I'm always a fan of that as well. That it speaks to it being a good food pairing wine, which even more so speaks to the old worldiness of this wine. I mean, this wine is definitely asking for some food, and I'm salivating as I'm talking to you about this. So maybe this is a wine that doesn't sit in my glass that long because it's just asking me to take another sip, and that's what I'm going to do. Again, with the cranberry, I am getting some raspberry there. Getting these nice, like, woodsy, earthy type of notes. I am getting like a mushroomy, forest floor type of thing going on. I mean, this wine is all at the same time. It's both subtle and it's intense, right? It's subtle with that just earthiness that kind of lingers in with a nice balance of fruit there as well. But it's intense in that the tannins are still on a wine that I'm predicting has relatively more age than most of the wines that I taste for you. Still, it's retaining those tannins, and I think this is a wine that you could lay down for a couple more years. I think more and more of that fruit is going to go away, but still going to have the structure to give you something nice at the end of the day. Aside from where it's from, I got no clue right now. So let me generate a hypothesis as I take one more sip here. The old worldiness of it, it's not Italian, it's not Spanish, this is French. I'm gonna say, just in terms of the style or the area of France that we're looking at, it's not Pinot Noir. This is not Burgundian. This is definitely like maybe Rhone. I mean, maybe it's like a Syrah Grenache type of thing, but more so than that, I'm thinking it's like. Wow, I'm missing it. It's not Rhone. It could be Loire, but even more so, I'm thinking like way south France, and I don't know why this isn't coming to me right now. A lot of you are like yelling this out at me right now. A place that's really known for their minimalistic approach. It's just not coming to me. So I mean, in those after the facts, I'll go, oh yeah, this was what I was talking about. Or maybe when I reveal the wine, it'll give me a totally different answer, but I'll say that's the one that I was thinking of. I definitely want to go like in that Syrah realm. Kara didn't buy this at the store. This was something that was sitting. I'm sorry, this big display is coming up on my phone. I'll just hit that and hopefully nothing will happen. Yeah, we're still recording. So Kara didn't buy this at a store. This was a wine that was sitting in our rack in a dark area of our living room. And I always have like a mental tally of the types of wines that are there, although some of them I haven't looked at in a long time. I feel like, okay, I'm not going to say Syrah. I'm feeling like, I felt like there was this old worldy looking wine that may have been like a GV special. It may have been, I want to say like Cinsault. And if that's the case, I am thinking that maybe this is like Rhone, maybe like a Southern Rhone type of wine, or it's that other place that I'm thinking of that is still not coming to me right now. The Languedoc. That's what I was thinking of. Languedoc. So I'm going to say French. I'm going to say Cinsault. As far as the price, and this is something I'm going to have to look up later. I used to keep a tallied price list of wines that I still had, but I lost it recently. So I'm going to say it's French. I'm going to say it's Cinsault. Price-wise, I feel like this is one of these niche-y, like if it's Languedoc, I'm thinking that price-wise it probably wasn't too bad. I don't think that this would be anything over 20. I bet you know, this is something that you could have found in a store for like $15. But that being said, this drinks like a wine that could, you know, that I would pay 30 for. But I'm gonna say $15, and I'll look that up later on. Is there anything else? French Cinsault, $15. I'm gonna say Languedoc Roussillon, and then year. I want to say like mid to early 2000s. You know, I'm just gonna go the mids. I bet you it ends up being like a 2009, but I'm saying that this tastes like a 2006 to me. And point wise, let me give one more sip so I can give you some pointage here. You know, I'm looking at the time, and I'm almost at 12 minutes now. I mean, this wine is so good that I just want to keep talking about it. Point-wise, I'm going to put this at like a 91 plus. This is a great wine. I have a feeling it's going to be a wine that's also a great value, too. Maybe you wouldn't find this vintage, but you'd find something like it, and you can maybe lay that down later on. And just all around, I think a nice, solid effort. Let's take a look here. Okay, so I'm seeing the back, Village Wine Importers Limited. So imported in New York. It probably is one of those GV specials. Domaine La Millière. This is a Vin de Paz Vaucluse. So that would be the area in France where it's from. Let me see if they're given any more information than that. You know, product of France. It's saying orange or Vaucluse, France. I gotta look up where the heck that is, and I'm sure I'm butchering all these French words. This is hella French. I will say the alcohol here, 14.5 by volume, and I didn't speak about that alcohol at all. I think that alcohol really lended itself to the ageability of this wine, and I'll tell you, I mean, there's definitely some really good balance here. So, I mean, a higher alcohol wine that's not overwhelming. I mean, this is solid stuff. I would say I did the year, way off, 2009. Way the heck off. So that being said, it's a 2009 that drinks like it's a 2006. I mean, so definitely that age, you know, hit it pretty quickly when you're talking about a 4-year-old wine. But I'll tell you, this is tasty and perfectly drinkable right now. So I mean, I bet you current vintages, you probably get something in like a 2010, 2011, and I think you could probably lay it down for a couple of years and get some real niceties out of it. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling with my words today, but that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just gonna let you go with that. Oh, I know, I'll give you a question. What I want to know is, what is your value region? I've got like a big feeling that this is like in the teens or in the low teens, right? Just because it is like a Vin de Paz, it is a country type of wine that's in a region that maybe isn't that well known. What's your value region when you're looking at, we'll say French wines, we'll say Italian wines, we'll say Spanish wines. When you're talking about old world wines, where's your value play? Everybody, stay rad.